పట్టాభిరామ పాహి పట్టాభిరామ. కోదండరామ పాహి కోదండరామ, పట్టాభిరామ పాహి పట్టాభిరామ. దశరథ సుత ప్రభో రాజా రామ, కౌసల్య సుత విభో సీతారామ. జానకి జీవన రాజా రామ, జ్ఞాన గోచర సీతారామ. కోదండరామ పాహి కోదండరామ, పట్టాభిరామ పాహి పట్టాభిరామ. పట్టాభిరామ పాహి పట్టాభిరామ. శ్యామ శరీర రాజా రామ, కామితార్థప్రద సీతారామ. కినకుల తిలకనే రాజా రామ, ఘన మహిమామయ సీతారామ. కోదండరామ పాహి కోదండరామ, పట్టాభిరామ పాహి పట్టాభిరామ. పట్టాభిరామ పాహి పట్టాభిరామ. రావణ నాశక రాజా రామ, విభీషణ పాలక సీతారామ. హనుమద్వందిత రాజా రామ, మనుకులోత్తమ సీతారామ. కోదండరామ పాహి కోదండరామ, పట్టాభిరామ పాహి పట్టాభిరామ. పట్టాభిరామ పాహి పట్టాభిరామ. రామసుత్రామ రాక్షస భీమ, రామనిసీమ రవికుల సోమ. రామసుత్రామ రాక్షస భీమ, రామనిసీమ రవికుల సోమ. శేషశయన హరి రాజా రామ, కేశవదాసనుత సీతారామ. కోదండరామ పాహి కోదండరామ, పట్టాభిరామ పాహి పట్టాభిరామ. కోదండరామ పాహి కోదండరామ, పట్టాభిరామ పాహి పట్టాభిరామ. పట్టాభిరామ పాహి పట్టాభిరామ. పట్టాభిరామ పాహి పట్టాభిరామ.
सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। मनमोहनाङ्गरामा मनमोहन श्यामा मनमोहनाङ्गरामा मनमोहन श्यामा प्रेम सुगुण रामा प्रेम सुगुण रामा वैदेही हृदय सदारमा मनमोहनाङ्गरामा मनमोहन श्यामा दिनकर कुल धीरा राज सेविता श्रीकरा दिनकर कुल धीरा राज सेविता श्रीकरा जनगण मंदारा जनगण मंदारा सज्जन हृदय विहारा मनमोहनाङ्गरामा मनमोहन श्यामा मनमोहन श्यामा श्री राम जय जय राम Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. 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 Jaya Jaya Ram. Jaya Jaya Ram. Atulita baladhamam hema shailabhadeham danujavana krishanum jnaninam agraganyam sakala guna nidhanam vanarāṇam adhīṣam raghupati priya bhaktam vātajatam namāmi. Raghupati priya bhaktam vātajatam namāmi. Humble prostrations to one and all present here. So yesterday we had seen Hanumanji bowing down to all of them. Then he takes a mighty leap. The first obstacle was Mainaka mountain. Mainaka mountain offered the service of rest, etc. Hanumanji said, "Till I finish my work, there is no rest for me." Then came Surasa. Hanumanji understood that Surasa has come to test him. She opened her mouth. Hanumanji became small and thus passed that test also. The ability to become small when needed, the ability to bow down, the ability to accept defeat, the ability to puncture one's ego, shed one's ego, the ability to let go. Then comes Simhika. Simhika, Hanumanji had to kill her. So finally Hanumanji reaches the other shore. He finds that Lanka was very prosperous and well protected. So therefore he decided to enter Lanka in the night. As he entered Lanka, who was the one who obstructed him? Lankini. But he gave a solid blow to her. She bowed down to him and said, I was waiting for this day. Remember the Lord and enter into Lanka. Then Hanumanji searches for Sita Mata, but he doesn't find anywhere. But at that time, he finds a beautiful palace which was appearing very sacred with all auspicious omen. He was confused. How such a temple-like structure can be there in Ravana's Lanka, which was materialistic? He was confused. Is somebody following him? Is somebody doing some magical tricks upon him? Because they were Mayavis, they could do anything. So clearing all doubts, he hears Ram, Ram. It was none other than the palace of Vibhishana. That was almost Brahma Muhurta. Vibhishana gets up. So the whole meaning is what? Hanumanji never slept throughout the night. Never ate, never slept. So when Vibhishana got up chanting the name of the Lord, Hanumanji was extremely happy. Because that was a sure proof that this person is definitely a devotee of Bhagavan. So then, up to this we had seen. So Hanumanji decides to introduce himself to Vibhishana. So he goes to that house, knocks the door. Vibhishana opens the door. And now Hanumanji takes the form of a Brahmana. He takes the form of a Brahmana and appears in front of Vibhishana. Now, the moment Vibhishana saw this Brahmana, he bowed down to him with all reverence. And now it's a very interesting statement which he makes, looking at this Brahmana. What does Vibhishana say? Ki tum haridasan mah koi more hridaya preetiyati hoi ki tum ramudin anuragi ayahu mohi karan bada bhagi. O Brahmana, the moment I look at you, your presence is filling my heart with extreme devotion for God. My heart is getting welled up with devotion. That itself proves that you are not an ordinary human being. Either you are a great devotee of Bhagavan, or you are Bhagavan himself. These are the only two options. You see how Vibhishana immediately caught him. Though Hanumanji came in the form of a Brahmana, he could not actually disguise himself. Whoever you are, O Brahmana, the very fact that my heart is getting filled with devotion for Bhagavan shows that either you are a great devotee of Bhagavan like Narada Rishi, etc., or you are Bhagavan himself. Please tell me who you are. One thing is for sure, you have come to bless me. Now, this is very interesting. This is what is called as aura of a human being. When you go near fire, what do you feel? What do you experience? You feel the property of fire, which is heat, isn't it? When you go to a refrigerator, which is opened, what do you feel? You feel the property of that entity. In the same way, with human beings also it is equally true. Whatever you are constantly thinking of day and night, slowly you gather a kind of vibration around you. An aura. That is what is called as aura. So therefore, if you are with a peaceful person, what happens to you? You also become very peaceful. It is said that when people used to be with Ramana Maharshi, they would experience a strange kind of stillness. Anyone who had that faith in Bhagavan sat there, they may not be very qualified, etc. But they sat in the presence of Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi, they would find that mind has quietened down. Without any sadhana. The other day I was giving the example of magnet. The moment that iron piece comes in contact with the magnet, that iron piece becomes a magnet. So this is true with human beings also. So there is a lot to ponder about ourselves. What kind of aura do we carry? That you can find out with what happens to people who come in contact with us. If you are not able to find your own aura, see what happens to people who come to you. If your mind is extremely disturbed, anyone who comes near you also becomes disturbed. If you are peaceful, others find peace in your company. This is a great truth. The more and more we make our mind peaceful, in all those Puranas, etc., it is said some of the Rishimunis in their ashram, even the animals who were born enemies, they would live in harmony. The snake and the frog, etc. Even the, ferocious animals like lions and tigers would behave in a sattvic way. So it is true. So, here Vibhishana says, "Hey Brahmana, in your presence my heart is getting welled with this emotion of devotion." That itself shows that you are not an ordinary Brahmana. You are either a great devotee of Bhagavan or you are Bhagavan himself. Please tell me, who are you? Now is Hanumanji trying to hide his identity? No. So Hanumanji thinks that in front of a devotee, I don't have to hide my identity at all. Let me be whoever I am. And so when this question was asked by Vibhishana, "O Brahmana, who you are?" So what did Hanumanji say? That is also very interesting. Hanumanji did not say, "I am Hanuman." No. तब हनुमंत कही सब राम कथा निज नाम सुनत जुगल तन पुलक मन मगन सुमिरि गुणग्राम. What did Hanumanji say? How did Hanumanji introduce himself? First, he told Rama Katha. You see, what is the identity of a devotee? What is the description of a devotee? His description is nothing but servant of the Lord. So what he should describe? There is nothing to describe with regard to himself. The description is all about Bhagavan alone. So he started telling Ramakatha that Bhagavan has, that infinite Lord has taken a human birth and now he is doing the Leela. So this he must have told. I am just a servant of that Lord. So as he was telling that Ramakatha, the glory of Bhagavan, filled with respect, reverence, devotion, etc. What happened? In Hanumanji itself, the hair started standing on end, horripilation. The eyes started getting filled with tears of devotion. And as this was happening in Hanumanji, what was happening to Vibhishana? The same thing. Sunata Jugalatana. Both the bodies experience the same thing. Hairs were standing on end. Mind was filled with devotion. And all those expressions of devotion, you see. The voice getting choked with the emotion. The eyes getting filled with tears. These are all the expressions of devotion at the body level. And both of them became immersed in love for God. This is another thing what happens. When two people come together, what will be the topic of discussion? The topic of discussion will be the topic which both of them are interested in. If two people come together who are interested in politics, what will be the discussion? Politics. Latest news. If two people are interested in sports, what will be the discussion? Cricket, football, soccer, etc. In the same way, when two people come together who are devotees of Bhagavan, what will be the topic of discussion? Bhagavan alone will be the topic of discussion. This is called as satsang. Sang, association. It is not just association with good people. It is also association with divine thoughts. Then only actually satsang is beneficial. Both of them discuss about the reality, about the truth, about the self, about God, and both of them elevate their mind to that highest state. At that time, what will they experience? They will experience what they are discussing about. So the discussion is God, and what is the nature of God? Nature of God is ananda swarupa. You see? So whenever discussion of God happens, the mind has to get filled with the bliss of the Lord. Swamiji, if that is true, then why is it that when satsang happens, some people get up and go away? They have no interest. Worldly people, they will never find any interest. If discussion of God has to lead to bliss, why is that? Not everybody enjoys it. You see, there is sat, there is chit, and there is also ananda. Ananda will happen only when there is sat and chit. All the three go together. For example, if there is a person who has no faith in the existence, sat, of God, if there is a person who doesn't believe in the existence of God, will he have the ananda of God? No. You see? Chit means knowledge, understanding. If a person doesn't have the right understanding of who God is, chit is not there, will there be ananda of God? No. This is the reason. So, number one, have faith in the existence of God. Number two, understand the nature of God. And only then we are qualified to experience the bliss of God. Greater the understanding about God, clearer the understanding about God, greater is the bliss that we will experience. Many times what happens is we have little understanding, but our understanding is many times mixed with lot of wrong notions. So when the right understanding is mixed with wrong notion, what happens to the bliss intensity? It comes down. For example, some terrible thing happen in the world, immediately my faith in God becomes shaken. Some tragedy happens in my life, immediately my faith in God becomes shaken. Then that love of God also goes away. What is the right understanding of God? Whatever happens in the world, whatever happens in my life, whatever big the calamity may be, tragedy may be, my God is my well-wisher. Whatever He does it for my good. He can never even think of bad about me. Whatever He does, it is the right thing. Even though at present I am going through tough times, difficulties, tragedies, pain, though I am facing a lot of challenges, but one thing is for sure, the Lord will never give pain unnecessarily. He is doing it for my good. If this is your understanding, you will find that even in the greatest of calamities, your mind is at peace. Ananda experience continues. So whenever the bliss content becomes less, know for sure that somewhere you are carrying some kind of wrong notion about God. Greater the right understanding, greater will be the bliss of God also. They go together. So now here, both of them, as Hanumanji was describing Ramakatha, glory of Bhagavan, simultaneously, Vibhishana was also experienced that bliss. So both of them were of supreme class devotees. So this way, they remained for some time steeped in the bliss of devotion for Bhagavan. And then Vibhishana spoke this way. What did he say? Sunahu pavana sotarahani hamari jimi dasanahi mahu jibha bichari तातक बहु मोहि जानी अनाथा करिहहि कृपा भान कुलनाथा. Hey Pavanasut, O Hanumanji, listen how I am staying in this Lanka, Rahani. It is like Jimi dasanahi mahu jibha vichari. That poor tongue, how it is surrounded by teeth and miserable inside that mouth. In the same way, I am staying in Lanka. So what is the comparison? Teeth, they represent the Rakshasas, the Asuras, and the tongue, very soft, tender, every now and then getting bitten by teeth, but cannot take any, there is no solution. Because this tongue cannot say that, okay, now I am going to shift my residence. I will go somewhere else. You see, many times people, Chicago winter, it is too intense, they go to Florida. Option is available. Whereas tongue, has there any option? Is there any option for the tongue? No option. It has always to be surrounded by the teeth and get bitten by it. Can't even take revenge. Silently it has to suffer. So here Vibhishana is saying, Hanuman, my living in Lanka is like the tongue living amidst teeth. Now I am reminded of a beautiful incident in the life of Socrates. So Socrates, in his deathbed, he was poisoned. So all his devotees gathered around him, the disciples. So the disciples asked, Sir, please give us your parting advice. Now that you are leaving, please give us your parting advice. You know what Socrates did? He just stuck his tongue out. That's parting advice. Nobody understood what is this. So then Socrates had to explain. Dakshinamurti did not have to explain Chinmudra, but Socrates had to, because the disciples did not understand what he was trying to say. Socrates said, throughout your life, be like tongue. Soft, gentle, humble, kind, tender. This is the way to live life. Whatever be the type of people around you, don't be like them. Be like a tongue, very soft, sweet. Then you will definitely succeed in your life and be happy. This is the secret of happiness. Be like tongue. Many people may not agree with this. What, Swamiji? Tit for tat. Otherwise, people will mistreat you like doormat. That's the term used, doormat. You see, the world is designed in such a way that people who are humble, tender, soft, they go higher and higher. There may be initial victories for the harsh, the stubborn, the unyielding, the arrogant. But the final victory is always for the humble. So in this regard, in our Bhagavatam, there's a beautiful story. In fact, all stories. I'm sure you know this story also. But that story can be analyzed in a different perspective. You see, that's the beauty of the stories in the Puranas. There are so many perspectives from which you can analyze the same story. So this story is about Samudra Manthana, churning of that. So where did the churning happen? In the Milky Ocean. And what was the churning rod? Mount Mandara, Mandara mountain. And what is that churning rope? Vasuki, correct. So, Devatas were feeling very weak because of the curse of Durvasa Rishi. So they were the ones who initiated. So they went to Vishnu Bhagavan. Vishnu Bhagavan said the only way to gain strength is you have to drink Amritam. And Amritam can be gained only if the ocean is churned. But churning can happen only if you take the help of asuras. You can't just churn it by yourself. You have to take their help also. So therefore Devatas went to the Asura Loka. At that time the king was Mahabali. They went and requested. The moment these Devatas came, Asuras, they took up their weapon. This is the best time to kill them. Hey, but they don't have weapons. It doesn't matter. Make hay while sun shines. Mahabali was the one who stopped. He was a good king. Hey, this is not the way. You should not attack people who have come to discuss with us. They have not come to wage war. So therefore it is not right. But these asuras were almost... See the behavior of these asuras. Somebody who has come to discuss with you, they want to beat them. And even when they agreed, okay, Amrita is something which all of us are going to get benefited, so they agreed. And now they were very quarrelsome. So they said, we will hold the head. We are not the inferior ones who will hold the tail of Vasuki. Again there was a quarrel. For every little thing they were quarreling. They were just waiting to create some issue. Finally, the head was given to Asuras. Devata said, no problem, we are okay with the tail also. Churning happened. What is the first thing that came? Hala Hala Visha. At that time, Asuras ran away. And then Shiva had to come. And what was the end result? When end result, that pot of Amritam came, Dhanvantari came. What did these Asuras do? Immediately they pounced upon Dhanvantari, snatched that pot and ran away from it. You see, these are all, don't think that some Asuras did it. It is all our tendencies. Collectively, people have come together, they have worked hard, and something is there. Success, prosperity. Taking credit for it. He is snatching the pot. Because of me, everything happened. I should get maximum profit, maximum benefit. This tendency is that asuric tendency. When things go wrong, I want to blame somebody. When things go right, I want to take all the credit and all the benefit, all the goodies. That tendency is called asuric tendencies. Now, what was the end result of the whole Samudra Mathanam? The end result was these asuras who are behaving like the teeth. Now we are giving the example of teeth and tongue. They were stubborn, unyielding, quarrelsome, selfish, narrow-minded. What happened to them in the end? Number one, even when the good things came to them, they could not retain it. For example, Uchchaishravas, that was a divine horse. They said that we want it. It was given to them, but they could not retain. This is what happens. Even if good things come to you, you are not able to retain it. Number two, even if something is good, you are not able to appreciate and value that good thing. You don't understand that it is good. Number three, all good people keep away from you. Number four, that which is bad to you, you think it is good for you. For example, one of the things which came out of this churning was Varuni. Varuni Devi. One lady with a pot of liquor came out. Who is the presiding deity of liquor? There is a presiding deity for liquor also. Adhisthana Devata. It's called Varuni Devi. So she came out with a pot of liquor. Immediately Asura said, we want it. Devata said, yeah, you can take it. You see, bad is misunderstood as good. This is what happens in us, people with asuric tendencies. Good thing is not appreciated. Bad thing is valued. Even if you get good, you are not able to retain the good. And finally, because of this selfish nature, they try to snatch away the Amritam. Now the question is, did they get Amritam? Not at all. Bhagavan thought these people should be taught a lesson. Actually speaking, they rightly deserved 50% of Amrita because they were also there churning. They deserved it. They had put forth effort. Bhagavan would have definitely given them 50%. But because of their selfishness, what they rightfully deserved, that also they lost. Finally, the entire Amritam and all the good things, it went to the Devatas. So this story is a very symbolic story. In life, if you behave in a selfish way, self-centered way, arrogant way, stubborn way, you are not going to get anything in life. So this is that story of this tongue and teeth. So what Socrates said is true. In life, always remain humble, sweet, tender, kind, compassionate. Then Bhagavan will ensure that all the good things will come to you. In fact, with respect to this Amritam also, it is not that Devatas fought with Asuras and got back the Amritam. No. Bhagavan did everything. You see what a beautiful story it is. All the stories are full of symbolic meaning. Bhagavan took the form of Mohini, deluded all these Asuras and took away the Amritam and gave it to Devatas. Devatas did not do anything. Bhagavan did everything. In the same way, a person who is living such a pure life, Bhagavan will ensure that all good things will come to them. So therefore, we don't have to walk the path of adharma when people around us are doing adharma. We will be tempted. Our asuric tendencies will tempt us to become adharmic, to retaliate. Never do that. Then the grace and blessings of God will never be with us. Okay, moving forward. So, Vibhishana said, my life here in Lanka is like the tongue living amidst teeth. Then he asks a question, Hanumanji, tell me one thing. Will Bhagavan's grace descend upon me? Do I deserve it? Because when I look at myself, I don't deserve it at all. तामस तनु कछु साधन नाही प्रीति न पद सरोज मन माही. Look at me. Tamasa tanu. I am born in a lineage of asuras, rakshasas. So therefore, what kind of body I have? Tamasic body. So therefore, kachu sadhana nahi. No sadhana is possible with a tamasic body and a tamasic mind. For a sadhana to be done, you need a sattvic mind. But I am born in such a lineage. I am a rakshasa, asura. And when I look at myself, Hanumanji, Preeti na pad saroj manmahi. I have absolutely no devotion at the lotus feet of Bhagavan. My heart is a dry heart. Who is telling this? Vibhishana is telling. I am absolutely unfit in this path of devotion. So I don't think, when I look at myself, I don't think that I deserve grace. But at the same time, when I see what is happening around me, Abu mohi bha bharos Hanumanta binu hari kripa milahi nahi santa. Very famous line of Tulsi Ramayana. Binu hari kripa milahi nahi santa. Without God's grace, you will never come across a saintly person. Very fact that you have come to my life, that shows that Bhagavan's grace is there. And it is not that I came to you. You forcefully entered into my life. You knocked the door and said, I want to introduce myself to you. That itself shows that Bhagavan's grace is there. When I look at myself, I think I don't deserve this grace. But when I see what is happening in my life, I find that God's grace is there with me. Tell me, Hanuman, do I truly deserve this? Now here again we have to analyze a little. Many times we find saintly people telling this. What do they say? I am the greatest sinner in this world. All those statements you will find. The great saints tell this. There won't be anybody who is a greater sinner than me. Do you mean to say that they are telling a lie? Either they are right or they are telling a lie. Which is true? Many times we wonder, how is it that such a great saint like Vibhishana himself is making such statement? See, what happens is, as you grow in spirituality, your mind also starts becoming more and more refined, pure. And as the mind becomes more and more pure, you are able to go deeper and deeper into your own subconscious mind. And when we go deeper and deeper into our own mind, we are able to see the imperfections of the mind in a magnified form. Imperfection is there, but it appears like exactly like a magnifying lens. There is a small dust particle, but when you are using a microscope, that dust particle appears to be like a mountain, isn't it? So in the same way, as the mind becomes more and more pure, even the little impurity appears to be a huge one. Exactly like the floor. If it is a very dirty floor, one bucket of mud you put, you will not even know, because it is already all dirty everywhere. But suppose the whole place is very clean, super white, then even one drop of ink appears to be a big dirt, isn't it? In the same way, their minds are so extremely pure, even a little dirt here and there, when they see it in a magnified form. At that time, they make the statement that, "Oh God, I am such a great sinner." So from their standpoint, they are right. They're not telling a lie. This is what happens in all of us. As the mind becomes more and more pure, you start seeing more and more imperfections in you. Because early, it is not that now that imperfection has come. No, it was already there. But you are not able to see it. But as the mind becomes pure, you are able to see the imperfection. And because you are able to see it, you are able to clean it also. The first is detection, only then comes correction. So as the mind becomes pure, you are able to detect the negativities. And thus, you are able to correct it also. When you detect a negativity, what is the way to correct? Surrender unto Bhagavan is the way. You detect it, bow down to God. When you bow down to God, ego goes away. When the ego goes away, that impurity also goes away, because all impurities are hanging upon the ego. The root of all vices is ego only. So when you cut off the root, the entire tree becomes dried up. So therefore, when Vibhishana says, "I am an embodiment of imperfection, tamasa deha, etc., he truly means it. He is not just, a hypocrite. So the question is, when I look at myself, I don't deserve grace at all. But when I see what is happening to me, devotees are coming, such great devotees are coming, that itself shows that Bhagavan's grace is upon me. Oh Hanuman, please tell me, is Bhagavan's grace with me?" At that time, Hanumanji makes a beautiful statement. What does he say? "Sunahu Vibhishana Prabhu ke riti, करहि सदा सेवक पर प्रीत, कहूँ कवन में परम कुलीना, कपि चंचल सब ही विधिहीना." O Vibhishana, let me tell you the nature of Bhagavan. This is the nature of the Lord. What is his nature? Karahi sada sevak par priti. He always loves his devotees. He doesn't see who is who. What is his background? What is his family lineage? How much power he has? How much money he has? What is his look? What is his gender, etc.? Caste, creed? No, that is not Bhagavan's nature. Anybody who is a devotee, anybody who surrenders unto him with all humility, Bhagavan loves him. It doesn't matter whether you are a Rakshasa. Look at me. He is giving his own example. Kahahu kavan mein paramakulina. You are talking as though I am born in a very great lineage, etc. I am a monkey. Monkey is a food for Rakshasas. So considered to be even more inferior. Look at me. Kapi chanchal sabhi vidihina. What is the nature of a monkey? If one word you have to describe a monkey, what is that word you will use? Chanchal, restless. Restless mind is an impure mind. Sabvidihina, by all means inferior. No strength, no power, no focus, nothing. But even then, that Bhagavan showered his grace upon me. And as Hanumanji was telling, his eyes became filled with tears. Because he is somebody who has experienced it. Now this is again a beautiful thing. So are we qualified to receive the grace and blessing of Bhagavan? Yes, of course. Don't say only Brahmanas are qualified. No. Everybody is qualified. But what is the only condition? With all humility, we must turn towards God, bow down to God. That's all what is needed. So everybody is qualified. That is the beauty of this path of devotion. Path of devotion is for everyone, not only human beings, even animals, even birds. Therefore, we have such stories in Puranas to show that everybody is qualified. Only qualification is drop your ego. Dropping the ego is the easiest thing in this world, correct? Why do you smile? Dropping the ego is the easiest thing in this world. God will never make qualification to reach Him difficult. If He makes that qualification difficult, He will be a cruel God. The only qualification to reach God is dropping the ego. And actually speaking, dropping the ego is the easiest because the world is designed that way so that we cannot carry our ego. For example, how are we living? I don't know. Infinite number of factors have to come together in order to just breathe upon this planet, to live in this planet. Not even one factor is in our control. Food, shelter, clothing, the temperature, the humidity, the gravity, nothing is in our control. Again, inside the body, organs have to function. How the organs function, we don't know. So therefore, how am I alive? I don't know. These abilities, talents, how are they? I don't know. How am I using the sense organs? I don't know. In short, we don't know anything. Deliberately, we are made to know nothing. Deliberately, we are made nobodies. Powerless, knowledgeless, useless. So that we can easily drop this ego. What is the mistake we are doing? We conveniently ignore this fact. So because we ignore the reality, in its place comes ego. I am a great somebody. Everybody is a nobody. Nobody is a somebody. The world is designed that way. So since the world is designed that way, why did Bhagavan design that world that way? So that we can easily drop the ego. So that we can easily reach Him. So the qualification to reach God is dropping the ego. Now is dropping the ego difficult? If you really pay attention to the realities of life, dropping the ego is the easiest thing. But we have habituated in pampering the ego. This habit has to be broken. You see, how can you break a habit? By repeatedly entertaining the counter habit, going against the habit. That is called as nididhyasana. Again and again, again and again. Whenever the ego tries to swell itself, nourished by the attainments, recognitions, awards and rewards, the ego will have the tendency to pamper itself, bloat itself, puncture it. This is the sadhana to be done. That's all what is needed in this path of devotion. As Pujya Gurudev used to say, renounce the ego is the only request from God. I will make you God is the promise. This is the promise of Bhagavan. You do something, I will do something. What is that which you have to do? Drop your ego. What is that which I will do? I will make you God. Brahmavid Brahmaiva Bhavati. Problem is, I am not ready to drop my stupid ego. And therefore, God is helpless in not giving His own state of infinity to us. You see? So we are all suffering in this world because of our own stupidity. So Hanumanji is saying, Vibhishana, that Bhagavan is an embodiment of sweetness. Karahi sada sevak par priti. His love is always there. His grace is always there. You are saying, will Bhagavan's grace descend upon me or not? As though he will withdraw his grace. No. Remember the example which I gave, the magnet. Is there any time when the magnetic field is not there around magnet? No. The field is all the time there. But yes, whether the iron piece will experience that field, that depends upon the iron piece. Iron piece cannot say, I am not pulled towards magnet because magnet's grace is not there. So this is how we should always analyze life. In any situation, when the heart is not feeling a pull towards Bhagavan, don't say, Bhagavan's grace is not there upon me. Say, my mind is not pure enough to feel the presence of Bhagavan. Somewhere I am going wrong. Somewhere I am making the mind impure, because of which I am not feeling the pull towards Bhagavan. So what are the ways in which we make our mind impure? Whenever we become selfish, mind becomes impure. Whenever we walk the path of unrighteousness, mind becomes impure. Whenever we get attached to something or someone more than God, mind becomes impure. That is when we stop feeling the pull towards Bhagavan. So this is the way we have to say. So Hanumanji says, look at me. You are saying you are a Dhanava, therefore you are not. I am a monkey. Even inferior. Now here, Hanumanji says, monkey by nature is chanchal. So here, again there is a symbolism of Ramayana. Especially the symbolism of Hanuman. Who is this Hanuman in our personality? Is none other than our own mind. What is the nature of mind? Chanchalam hi manah Krishna pramathi balavadrudham tasyaham nigraham manye vayoriva sudushkaram. So how is in Bhagavad Gita mind described? Chanchalam pramathi balavat drudham. 4 terms are used to describe our mind. Chanchalam, fickle, restless. Chanchalam, pramathi, turbulent. It churns our entire being with all kinds of negative, useless thoughts. When you churn, everything goes upside down, isn't it? The thing which is settled there comes up, that which is up goes down. That is called as churning, pramathi. Balavat, very strong. You want to fix your mind in God, the mind says, no, I will not cooperate. That is called as balavat. Drudham, stubborn. Mind is holding on to something. You want that mind to withdraw from that thing. Mind says, no, I want only this. The more you insist, the more it will stick. Drudham. This is the nature of mind. But that very same mind, when it is filled with devotion for God, abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena chakrihyate. That very same mind which is so stubborn, unyielding, tough, fickle, the very same mind when it is filled with devotion for God becomes all powerful. Hanumanji is able to lift the mountain, cross the ocean. What does it mean? That mind is capable of attaining anything if it is filled with devotion for God. So actually speaking, Hanumanji's story is actually the story of our own mind. You see, if you see Hanumanji also, till he meets Bhagavan, he was an ordinary monkey only. Correct? He was a minister of Sugriva or something. He remained ordinary. When did Hanumanji transform himself? Once Bhagavan comes into his life, he is a transformed personality. In the same way, as long as Bhagavan has not entered into our life, our mind is a monkey mind only. But when that mind is turned towards Bhagavan, that mind starts expressing all talents, abilities. And we ourselves are amazed. Oh my God, I can't believe this is my mind. So, hey Vibhishana, don't say Bhagavan's grace is not there. No. It is very much there. So such is the nature of Bhagavan that anybody who surrenders unto him, bows down unto him, drops the ego, Bhagavan considers him as his own. That is the nature of Bhagavan. जानत हूँ अस स्वामी बिसारी फिरहि ते काहे न होहि दुखारी. No wonder why people are miserable in this world. Why are they miserable? Because they live a life completely divorced from God. This is the reason. There is so much of suffering in this world. Don't say Bhagavan is cruel, he is giving suffering, etc. No. These people, they don't have time for God. They don't cultivate their relationship with God. Naturally, they will only suffer. It's like a person who is very, very busy walking. Where is he walking? In darkness. He has no time to switch on the torch. It's not the torch is not there. Torch is there. I am so busy. I don't have time to switch it on. Oh, where are you going? That I don't know, but I am very busy. This is a condition. And the person is walking towards hell of suffering. Whole of Bhagavad Gita, this is the message. Come to me. Not only Bhagavad Gita, all scriptures. All scriptures, Bible, Quran, Bhagavad Gita, Guru Granth Sahib, message is the same. In Bible there is a saying, he that follows me shall not walk in darkness. Beautiful line. And what is Bhagavad Gita's message? Ananyas chintayanto mam yejana paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. Those who fix their mind upon me, it is my responsibility to take care of their welfare and well-being. Throughout Bhagavad Gita it is the same thing. Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. Mamaivaishyasi yuktam de. Machitta sarvadurgani mat prasadat tarishyasi. Fix your mind in me. I will help you cross over all difficulties in life. So this is the lesson we have to teach our youngsters. In Balvihar, etc. This is the one thing which have to be hammered. In life, learn to connect to God, because your parents will not be there all the time. Your teachers will not be there. The only entity who is going to be there all the time is God. So if you have taught your child how to connect to God, you have fulfilled your responsibility as parents. Not just food, shelter, clothing. No, that alone will not do. Not just breadwinning education. No, that also will not do. Many people who commit suicide, they are very rich people. So money is not the problem. Somewhere else there is a problem. So this is that one thing. In fact, in the olden days, the entire syllabus in Gurukula, the focus was only bhakti for Bhagavan. That is why so many stotrams and stutis, etc. are there. If you learn this one thing, how to grow in devotion for God, you have learned the most important lesson. You are equipped for life. Because then, any problem comes, any challenge comes, just turn to Him. He will provide what is necessary for you. Strength, solace, inspiration, ideas, resources, what you need, it will come. That's why one of the name of Bhagavan is Hiranyagarbha. The one who has treasure in his womb. Depending upon what you need, the treasure will be different. You see? And Bhagavan is such, anybody who turns towards Him, He will never say no to Him. Never. But the problem is, we never turn to Him. That is a big problem. Even if you turn to Him mechanically, He will respond. Even if you turn to Him to test Him, He will respond. That is the beauty of Bhagavan. So then Hanumanji says, no doubt why there is so much of suffering, because nobody turns to Him. So the example given by these masters is like the sunlight. Sunlight is ever there, waiting outside your window. But what is the mistake we do? We are suffering in the dark room, but we never open the window. Opening the window, sun cannot do. Sun can enter your room, brighten your room, enlighten your room, everything can be done. But who has to open the window? We have to do. That is the problem. But now what do we say sitting inside the darkness? See, sun's grace is not upon me. We are blaming the sun. We want somebody to blame. I am not responsible. Somebody is responsible for my sorrow. Then your ego is very happy. Yeah, I am not responsible. I am a very good. This is called, self-pity. That will give you peace, but that is a poisonous peace. Not all peace is good. And not all sufferings are bad. Self-pity gives you peace, but it is a poisonous peace. You know why it is poisonous? Because it tells you, you don't have to do anything. You by yourself, you are perfect. If somebody has to change, others have to change, not you. This peace makes you lethargic, inactive. So therefore this peace is a poisonous peace. Don't say it is Ananda Surupa. It is Anandamaya Kosha. It is actually covering your Ananda. Not all suffering is bad, just the opposite. What did Kunti Mata say? Vipadas santu nashashvat tatra tatra jagadguru bhavato darshanam yatsya apunarbhava darshanam. Bhagavan, give me more and more sorrow. Only when there is sorrow, I turn towards you. And when I turn towards you, I experience you in my heart. You see? No doubt why there is so much of suffering in this world. It is only because we have turned ourselves against God. So this way, they spend the whole time discussing about God. Both of them were blissfully happy. Hearts were filled with devotion. Vibhishana was also very happy. And then finally Hanumanji asked, Vibhishana, I came for a purpose. I am stuck. Please guide me. Vibhishana said, oh, that I will guide you. You are searching for Sita Mata. Yeah, she is there in such and such Vatika. In fact, you see this, how Bhagavan beautifully guides. Trijata, who was the chief among all those Rakshasis in that Ashoka Vatika, happened to be his daughter. Trijata is none other than the daughter of Vibhishana. So therefore, Vibhishana knew everything what was happening there. Otherwise, it was a very top secret. Nobody knew what was happening there. Because Trijata was there, Vibhishana got all the news. And that Vibhishana, you see how beautifully Bhagavan is guiding. You are tuned to God. It is God's responsibility to ensure that you succeed in fulfilling your responsibilities. So Vibhishana could give all the details. Go to such and such place. Sita Mata is seated there. All the details, what all happened, everything he gave. Thus, Hanumanji bids farewell to Vibhishana. Again comes back to his normal state. Remember, he was in Brahmana form. Becomes again a monkey. Which form? No, monkey form only. Mosquito size. He did not take the form of a mosquito, okay? He was a monkey form only. So then he went and then went to that Ashoka Vatika. Ashoka Vatika he went, and there was this Ashoka tree. So he saw Sita Mata sitting there. And what was the condition? Krusatanu Sisa Jataik Beni Japati Hridaya Raghupati Gunagini Shreni. Nija pada nayana diye mana Rampada kamala leena Parama dukhi bhapavana sutta Dekhi janaki deena. What was the condition of Sita Mata? She had become extremely thin. So after that kidnapping episode, she had not taken any food. She had not taken rest. It was almost maybe 10 or 11 months. No food, no sleep, no rest, nothing. She was just sitting. And what was she doing? She was constantly looking at her feet, remembering Bhagavan's lotus feet, and with every breath she was chanting his name. This was what she was doing. So entire personality was devoted to Bhagavan only. This was how she was keeping herself alive. Now what all things are involved? Looking at her feet, so body is involved. Looking, so jnanendriyas are involved. With every breath, so therefore pranamaya kosha is involved. Chanting his name, karmendriyas are involved. Lovingly, mind is involved. Giving value to Bhagavan, intellect is also involved. Naturally, that Bhagavan is the self, so the spiritual personality is also involved. You see? Wholehearted. Now this is called as wholehearted devotion. Body, senses, karmendriyas, jnanendriyas, pranas, mind, intellect. She was totally focused. And when Hanumanji saw the condition of Sita Mata, her hair was tied as one braid. So they say that when women of those times become separated from husband, they would tie the hair in one braid. So she had done like that. No bath, nothing, okay. Become very thin. And looking at this condition, Hanumanji was extremely miserable. Now again he was stuck. Now he has to give a message to Sita Mata. Her condition is she is not even looking anywhere. She is looking down. Keeping the leg in front, her feet is seen, and she is thinking of Bhagavan's feet. If she is looking here and there, something can be done. What will you do now? Bhagavan, trahimam, pahimam. What else? You are supposed I am supposed to give message to Sita Mata. Even if I come in front, she will not even look. Even if she looks, she will not trust. She will not even talk to me. What can I do? You see how many obstacles Hanumanji is going, Each and everything is not just crossing the ocean, that is the obstacle. There are so many obstacles. Hanumanji said, Bhagavan, you only have to guide me. Mentally surrendered. And then something happened. What happened? Ravana comes. You see, exactly at that time Ravana has to come. So here Hanumanji sat above that tree, Ashoka tree, behind a leaf, a golden color leaf, which was almost, ripened. Oh no, Rupallav it is said. It is not ripened. It was new leaf. So new leaf is also golden in color. Fresh leaf. So he was just sitting there. Which form? No, monkey form. Mosquito size. So therefore he could hide behind that leaf. And he was watching what was happening. So Ravana came. Ravana came with the entire, all the queens. Mandodari was also there. Nobody else was there. So he came along with all of them. And now he is trying to persuade Sita Mata. So what is the technique used? He uses Sama, Dana, Bheda and Danda. So these are the ways in which you have to convince a person. It's a beautiful technique. Sama, Dana, Bheda, Danda. If you want to make your child do something, this is the technique. Sama means what? Peaceful means. Sit with the child. Talk to him. See, these are all the benefits you will get if you do this. Sama. Dana also can be used. See, if you do this, if you come to Baliviyar class, then I will give you this goodie. I will take you to a movie. I will take you to some places which you like to go. Some game, some sports. But you have to do what I say. That is called as Dana. Then comes Bheda. You see, if you don't do what I say, have you ever thought what all things you are losing? Bheda. And if you do what you want to do you know what all things you are losing? Have you ever thought of? You are addicted to certain things. If you are doing this continuously like this, these are all the things which you are going to lose. Defects. So that is called as Bheda. And suppose the fellow says, no, I don't care. Then what? Danda. That is a final thing. Don't start with Danda. Immature parent starts with Danda. Mature parent starts with Sama. You must have control over your emotion. Then only proper parenting is possible. Don't be impatient. Slowly increase the temperature. Don't directly take to boiling point. Have you ever roasted peanuts? Roasting cashew, peanut, etc. Immature people directly put high flame. They have no patience. Then what will happen? Everything gets burnt. And when you eat it, it is still raw only. What is the way? Slight, low flame. Keep it in low flame and keep on doing it slowly. That taste of peanut is amazing. Peanuts roasted in low flame. Why am I telling? I am not taking a cooking class. Sama, Dana, Bheda, Danda. That's how you have to proceed. Sama, very peaceful way. These are all parenting lessons. Sama, Dana, Bheda, finally Danda. You know what is Danda? If you don't listen to what I do, then all those benefits which you are enjoying now, screen time, etc., I will cut it short. That's it. From today onwards, no screen time for you. No entertainment. So whatever the child likes, catch hold of that. Say that I am going to ration it. I will stop the supply of that which you are addicted to. That is danda. In modern context. In olden time, danda means proper beating only. And nowadays, now you can't beat the child. That is why modified danda. We have received enough beating from our father and mothers. You see, slowly, slowly, slowly. Anyway, coming back to this danda, samadhana bheda. So Ravana was also using these techniques. They are all time-tested techniques, okay? So what did Ravana say? Sama, oh Sita, become my queen. Why are you struggling unnecessarily, not eating, not sleeping? Why are you torturing yourself? So that is called a sama. Next is dana. What is the dana? So that is mentioned here. Become my queen. Even look at me. I will make that Mandodari your servant maid. Mandodari was the chief queen. He just look once at me, I will make Mandodari your servant maid. That is called as dana. All comforts, luxuries are yours. Become my queen. The third one is Bheda. That Rama, useless fellow. He has not come. See, 11 months over. The very fact that he has not come shows that he has no courage to come here. He doesn't even know. Maybe he doesn't even care. Maybe he might have married again. He has no power, no strength, a coward. Bheda means creating confusion. And finally, danda. If you don't listen, I am going to kill you. So he was trying all the ways. Now Sita Mata, what can she do? If you remain silent, that is also a problem. Maunam sammati lakshanam, they say. If you are remaining silent, the other person may misunderstand that you agree to all this. So you can't remain silent. At the same time, in those times, a woman cannot directly talk to another man other than one's own husband. If at all she has to do it, she has to put some parda or some, that dupatta. But here dupatta is also not there. I think she gave it during that, in that all those ornaments, etc. she tied and threw. So she doesn't have the parda now. Dupatta is also not there. Now what can she do? But she has to tell. Make it very clear to him. What does she do? That we can see tomorrow. Very nice episode. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.
Kodanda Rama Pahi Kodanda Rama Pattabhirama Pahi Pattabhirama Pattabhirama Pahi Pattabhirama.